What's up, guys? Welcome back to the official Godhood Comics podcast, The God Hoodlum. I'm your host, comic book writer, creator, publisher, founder of Godhood Comics, all around blurred, Tyler Martin. Today is a very, very, very interesting episode. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time because it's one of the biggest questions that we get all the time. And it's also the only question I hate answering as a comic book creator. Like, if you know me, if you've been in our creators classes, then you know I absolutely detest this question, but I understand why it's always asked, and I understand why it's something that you guys need to know. I mean, it's something that I needed to know when I first started out, but I think there's a huge misconception, and that is when to copyright and trademark your IP. All right. Now, before we get into this, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our videos. Go over, make sure you're following us on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere else you want to follow us on. We're there. So make sure you follow us. Okay. So again, biggest questions, the most question we get often in email or DMs is, hey, I don't know how to trademark. I don't know how to copyright. What should I do? How do I do it? When do I do it? All right. Answer this question, and I'll start off by telling a story. About a year ago, when we first started our Godhood Comics Schoolhouse initiative, which is just a master class on creating comic books, and we had about 10 to 12 classes, just kind of as a test trial, and they blew up. They went wonderfully. We got a lot of creators started on their creators journey. You can actually go to our website, www.godhoodcomics.com, and go ahead and purchase that master class. Very beneficial, and it's going to talk about everything you need to know about creating your very own comic book. And if it's not in there, you don't need to know it. So trust me, it is in there. It's all in there. How to market, promote, write, find your artist. It's all in there. So go ahead and purchase that right now. All right. So back to the story. You know, we covered a lot of things in there. And after we got off, one of the creators said, hey, Tyler, you have a second? Can we hop on a call after the class? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, I love talking comic books. I love talking comic book creating. I could do it for 24 hours every day. And so we got on a call, and he said, hey, man, you know, how do I copyright or trademark? You know, I think I'm ready to copyright or trademark, and I just don't know where to begin. So I said, okay, good question, man. I said, can you go ahead and send me over your work just so I can access your level of expertise, where you are with your IP, and then we can talk about, you know, the best route you can take at your level to going ahead and getting your work protected. He's like, huh? I was like, yeah, what level are you at? Send me your work. I want to see your work. He's like, I don't have any work, man. All I have is I've written down a few things 5 years ago, but I don't really have anything to show, no script or anything. I wanted to get protected first.
Bruh.
Mind was blown. My mind was blown. He'd been sitting on this intellectual property for 5 years, and he did not want to create or do anything because he wanted his work protected. He didn't want anybody to steal his idea. I told him the same thing I'm about to tell you. Nobody wants your idea. And I say this all the time, and I say it in a way that's, you know, passively aggressive, but also that's a joke, but also absolutely 100% true. Nobody wants your idea. Here's why. There's two reasons why nobody wants your idea, especially in the modern age. Number one, social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have allotted for your digital breadcrumbs. It's super hard to steal IP now if you have been actively posting on social media throughout the years. This is why we press for posting content. Characters, concept art, scripts, sketches, anything that involves your comic book character, your intellectual property, your story, you should be posting the progress on social media. Not only did that go into marketing and advertising and reaching your audience, but you're also building this giant trail of breadcrumbs that leads back to you owning this IP if and when it ever comes about as someone challenging your ownership of it. The second reason why is, even if they did steal it, no one can execute your idea like you. And I'll say that again. Even if they did try to steal it, no one can execute your idea like you can. It's impossible. Not a person on this planet can tell your story how you intended to tell it the way you want to tell it. Telling him all this stuff, he's like, oh man, you're right. I feel so stupid. I can't believe I sat on this work. I need to get started. I've been trying to save up money to get trademark and copyright, and I could have put it in. I'm like, yes, full disclaimer. I always have to do full disclaimers because we're only talking to those creators who are on a budget. Now, if you have $80,000 sitting in the bank and you want to create a comic book and you're like, I want to protect this first, have at it. Get you an attorney, go to the U.S. Copyright Trademarking Office, go to outsourcing websites, get your work protected. Sit on it for how long you want. You got $80,000. We're talking about those creators who are working and living check to check like I was, and who want to get their stories out there. The money you make should be going to developing your content. The trademarking and copywriting part will come. Your story is going to let you know when it's time to trademark and copyright. Guys, we legally have founded God Comics about 2.5 years as far as our LLC and our IEN number and just operating as a business. But I really started creating comic books about 10 years ago, a little under 10 years ago. And we just got protected last year. I was posting our characters and our content all over the internet for 10 years before we really got protected. And we only got the protection when we start going global, when we got picked up for our TV show, when the antagonist got made into a television show, when producers started hitting me up, when we start getting invited to speak on panels and interviews and things like that. That's when I was like, you know what? It's definitely time to go ahead and get our work protected, just because even if we didn't steal, there is years of our IP on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest that is traceable. That's what social media has done for us. And if you do look at the statistics, which is the open court documents where you look up cases of intellectual property theft, it's at an all-time low, and it has been since 2015. Early 70s and 80s, you saw these huge lawsuits where directors and studios and independent creators were fighting over IP about who created what. You're not seeing that a lot anymore. And don't take my word for it. Do your research. But you're not seeing this stuff anymore because of the social stamp that social media was able to, the digital stamp that social media was able to allot for creators like me and you. Now, of course you want to protect your work. I'm not saying don't protect your work. I'm saying don't focus on it until you've gotten the work done. How are you copyrighting and trademarking something that isn't done yet? Take the money that you're making, get your book done. As a new creator, you should not be thinking about trademarking or copywriting until after at least you have a complete book finished and in hand. That's my advice to you. There's going to be other guys and other creators who may took the different route. But certainly for a creator who is limited on their funding, get the book done first. And all the while, you're posting pages and material on your social media. And that's your protection right off the bat. That's your protection. No one's going to spend money and fight you in court for something they know nowadays, especially for something they know they didn't create. All right. Now, everything happens. Incidents happen. Miscommunication. All characters are a reference to another characters, and things look alike and things are similar, of course. But we're talking about intentionally stealing your IP is not a thing. And I'll go even further and say you'll never have to experience that. You'll never have to experience that. It broke my heart. And this was just one story. I mean, again, this is a question we get asked a lot. And I've had students and creators who have sat on their work for 10 plus years because they could not afford an attorney for copyright. Now, this is before sites like LegalZoom and Rocket Lawyer, and just even before you could really do it yourself on the website. So, there was attorney fees, and it would take about $2,000 really to effectively protect your work. And that's just not the case anymore. We are all for getting the work done, creating with a passion. And then once you've grown that fan base and you got to a level, guys, you'll know when it's time to trademark and protect your work. You'll know. That's why it's super important that you're joining Facebook groups like Connecting Comic Book Writers and Creators, Black Comic Book Creators, and all the thousands of Facebook groups that are out there where you're really posting your content for the world to see as official witnesses. That's really how it works. All right. Now, this was created by one of our investors, Samantha. Shout out to Samantha. She created this for our masterclass, and it changed a lot of lives, and it made people understand what it is, the difference between copyright, trademarking, and how you can actually do it. And as always, guys, make sure you're doing your own research. YouTube University is so beneficial. And also Google. I am only here to talk about my knowledge and my success as a comic book creator as it relates to my experiences. There are other comic creators who are on a whole different level than me, both above and lower, who have different experiences. I just try to make this stuff easy. I wish I had me starting off to help me avoid the huge mistakes, costly financial mistakes that I made trying to create comic books. All right. So, copyright, the exclusive legal right to reproduce, publish, sell, or distribute the matter and form of something. This is straight from Cornell Law School Legal Information Institute. All right. Your copyright. Your copyright is going to be your writing. It could be a book, a novel, a manuscript, a single comic book, or a series of all of the above. It's your physical writing. It's the right to something. All right. Your right to distribute this IP. Now, if copywriting is your right to write, then trademarking is going to be your right to visualize. All right. A trademark is any word, name, symbol, or design, or any combination thereof used in commerce to identify and distinguish the goods of one manufacturer or seller from those of another, and to indicate the source of goods. Guys, your trademark is your imagery, your visionary, your visuals, your logo, how your character looks, your character's name, maybe a book cover, and so on. So your copyright is the wordplay and your trademark is your imagery. That is the closest thing that helps me remember the difference between the two. Now, there's legalities and differentiated definitions of them both that go into detail and things of that nature. But as far as it stands, remember, your writing is your copyright, your imagery is your trademark. But make sure, again, you have purchased that master class. Very, very important. All this is in the master class, and it's super cheap. It's 2 hours worth of information that you need to know. Another thing is, how do you do it? Where do you go? We're at a level now where we have an attorney. So when we create something new, send it over to our attorney, Jeremy. He takes care of it when he needs to take care of it and how he needs to take care of it. But beforehand, I was doing it myself, and it was long and it was tedious and it was tiresome. So I was like, I can't do this myself. So I went to outsourcing via LegalZoom and Rocket Lawyer, top 2 sites that I love. But again, Google something that is right and affordable for you. So if you can't, now these legal sites, it might take forever, and they're going to charge you equal to or a little bit under the attorney, but the work is getting done, and they send you everything that you need as far as paperwork and certifications, and you just get this whole bulk item thing, but they're not fast. You can do it yourself through the United States Copyright Trademarking Offices, but it may cost a little more, and it may require a lot of time. Again, you have to assess where you are in your own individual journey. All right. And we'll also post some links to that information below in this video, all that information that you need. You do not need to be worried about copyright and trademarking if you don't have the work done. Here's my advice to you if you're watching this video as a new creator, or if you've been in the game for long enough and you're always thinking about just protecting your work, and it's just something that's so important to you. Relax and let it go. Nobody wants your idea. Focus on building your brand through social media. Focus on getting people to memorize your character and familiarize with your character as far as image and name and who they actually are by posting the content constantly. You should be posting at least a minimum of 4 times a week, posting your character and your story to all of your social platforms. And you're letting people know that you are here. And the more regard you get, the more attention you get, the less likely someone is going to steal your IP. If you've got 2 followers or 200,000 followers, they're going to steal the work of the person that had 2 followers. All right? Super passionate about this, and I might say I'm passively aggressive, and I say this as a joke, but it's true. Nobody wants your idea. It's a form of procrastination. Internally, it's a form of procrastination. You're sitting on something out of fear of theft because you're afraid to put it out to the world, and it's costing you. It's costing you time, it's costing you money, and it's costing you your audience. It's costing you publication. So, get the book done. Get the work done, guys. Okay? Get the work done. That was a super short video. Again, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. Please like our videos, comment on our videos. Guys, head over to our Patreon. Please head over to the Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon is something where if we don't hit our sales goals for the week or the month, we kind of fall back on to that support, and you can go on, get exclusive, never before seen content, a more personable interaction, news and insights that no one else knows but you. It's just super accessible, and it also helps us keep the lights on here at Godhood Comics. So, guys, please, please, please. Now, something else major that's going on right now here, the Antagonist trade paperback graphic novel, 212-page graphic novel, The Antagonist, issues 1 through 6 are available for pre-order. Issues 1 through 6 in one giant book. You're going to want to get this. It's going fast. This book is so huge, and the time it takes to print it and how we really developed this thing has been so long and tiresome that once it's out, it's probably going to be, not on sale for about 5 to 6 months after. So if you like The Antagonist and you like what we've been putting out and you want to get to know the beginnings of the Evil family, go ahead, go in there and support us by please pre-ordering this book. You are helping us in the long run. As usual, thanks for your support. And remember, nobody wants your idea. Get the work done first. As always, love and light. God bless. We will see you on the next YouTube video. So make sure you are subscribed. Tyler out.